What's going on YouTube? Luca back with another video. I'm gonna keep this one nice and short for you, so you can, I find it easier to watch shorter videos, I could just watch more of the shorter videos and I don't have to watch a long 10-minute video. So I'm gonna try and keep my videos a bit shorter, more precise, more concise, more springy, energetic, get to the point. So in this video, I'm gonna be talking about disassociating your thoughts from reality and your thoughts from your spirit. And what do I mean by when I say that? I mean, so we have an ego, right? Our false sense of self, which is essentially our prescribed identity, what our past and what we've been told, who we are, basically our name. These practical but yet again false senses of our deeper identity. So what is that? Our ego. So say if I'm funny, I'm renowned as the funny guy. That's not only something that I identify with, but that's what I will base my sense of self around. Or say if you're the quiet guy or girl, that's what you'll base your sense of self around, because that's what has been prescribed to you. Especially if you're more susceptible to opinion and people's approval, etc. You'll find it harder to disassociate yourself from the relevance of these things that have been told to us. And when we come away from our ego, we're left with the deeper watcher of the thoughts in our mind. We're left with the observer, if you like. We're left with the presence and the present moment, the essence of the presence, and the being of our self. So when you look at like a tree outside or something, there's a couple of seconds where you don't analyze it, or you don't conceptualize it for a few seconds. You just don't. You see it as just a still being tree. But the tree is a representation of consciousness, because it is growing and it's still, but it's alive. And it's present, it's there, it's always growing, ever growing until it dies. Some trees are thousands of years old, 200 years old, 300 years old, you name it. So a good representation of consciousness is a tree. And when you look at the tree or the sky or something natural, this is why the natural world is so important, you don't instantly conceptualize it. You don't automatically give it opinion. You have a few seconds of just clarity and peace, of just accepting it for what it is, which is just another living organism / being on this planet. And when we get caught up with our own identity, when someone's prescribed a name to us, a certain attribute to us, you name it, you start to lose the essence of who you really are. Especially you might, for instance, the tree analogy. Someone who knows a lot about nature and trees, they'll go ahead and name the tree as soon as they see it. But there's no time to really embrace the essence of the tree, because you instantly put a label on it, and it's art, and it's all its originalities and all its background. You automatically prescribe it to that tree. You don't just let it be a tree as it is. No names, no information, just letting it be. And because our consciousness is like the tree, when we allow a lot of opinions and knowledge from other people's perception of us come into our conscious space, it will give us a false sense of identity, leaving you with a deeper lust for want and external gratification, when really what we want is inner peace and inner knowing of our being, and inner knowing of who we really are. Because we live in this world where we don't live like hunter-gatherers. Hunter-gatherers, I doubt, have many mental health problems, because they're just present, living in the moment, living for the moment. With us, we're very materialistic, constantly chasing the newest advancement, lots of problems, media, government, regulation, all these things that we have to abide by, when really we're just free spirits. And when we have all these opposing / external opinions and authority put upon us, it will crush down who we really are. And that is really destructive, especially if you can't find an outlet, a spiritual outlet. like a lot of people are asleep. That's what people in a lot of spiritual / woke communities call it. They call it sleep because they're unconscious. They're not aware of themselves. They're not aware of what's going on within them. They're not aware of their surroundings. They're not aware. And when you do become aware, you become aware of what affects you, and you realize that everything external is connected with your inners, with your inner mental. And when you realize this, and then when you work on it and you work on improving it, you'll realize how little the external world can affect you, because you have this inner knowing of peace. Like, look, see, that's you. That was you just silent for a second. You were just silent for a second, and you were just present for a second. For a couple of seconds, you were thinking. But when you remove the thinking, when you observe the thinking, you realize that is a small part of who we are, and the other part is the unlocked, well, the locked up vast consciousness that we have within us. And when we unlock that, we acquire spiritual freedom and freedom from judgment, freedom from anxiety, things like that. So when you really just take it, like, it's so exciting, man, because I'm so glad I'm on this path, and I'm so glad that I can improve every day and improve my life every day and meet people and spread the love and the positivity every day. That's what I want to do. And I'm glad I'm blessed with the knowledge. Well, I wouldn't say all the knowledge, but I'm glad I'm with some knowledge I can spread some words. So I'm glad. I hope you like this video. Like, subscribe, do what you want, stay free, man. Peace and